Welcome back. We're live here at the Fantasy Sports Trade Association Summer Conference in New York City. And, of course, we got a big event happening tonight, the first fantasy football draft of the season. While others are talking fantasy football, we've got you covered fantasy baseball wires. I got alongside me Adam Ronis, Mike Cardano, and we're talking fantasy baseball and the evolution of statistics used to project the future. One of the things that we've noticed in Major League Baseball is that the strikeout rates have grown in Major League Baseball, yet we're still seeing home runs leave the park at great rates. We're seeing high scores each and every day. And in fact, two of the best teams in Major League Baseball, the Chicago Cubs and Houston Astros, lead Major League Baseball in strikeouts.
Yeah, the way those teams are constructed, they have guys that swing and miss a lot. You look at Chris Carter, George Springer, Chris Bryant, and a lot of the young players, too, coming up. You're seeing the high strikeout rates. Jock Peterson, George Springer, but they also have big-time power. It's just the way the game has evolved, and part of it is, too, you have guys swinging for the fences, obviously, and teams don't care as much about the strikeout. And you have pitchers throwing 94, 95, 96 as starters going 5-6 innings. Then you get into the bullpen, and you got a guy in the 7th coming in throwing 96, a guy in the 8th coming in throwing 98, and a guy in the 9th throwing hard. So you got a lot of pitchers throwing hard and guys swinging for the fences. It's going to result in a lot of strikeouts and, of course, home runs as well. And teams are accepting that fact. And like you said, two of the better teams right now in baseball are constructed in that fashion.
What do you think about today's baseball? Strikeouts galore. We got home runs galore. Is this exciting baseball? Is this tough to judge from a fantasy perspective?
Well, I said it the other day, a strikeout, it's only one out. You hit into a ground ball into a double play, it's 2 outs. And if you look at the Cubs and the Astros, both those teams, all that young talent, not only hit the ball over the fence, when they hit a single, they run. They steal. So, yeah, they strike out and they walk back to the dugout, but when they do get on first, they get themselves over to scoring position. You have guys who are known as home run hitters hitting first and second in their lineups. Springer's leading off. Chris Bryant, you'll find him hitting second on a lot of days. I mean, these are guys we were looking like, are they going to hit 40 home runs this year?
He talks about Chris Bryant and other days that Anthony Rizzo's hitting second in the lineup. And, of course, we're seeing more and more pitchers hitting the 8th spot in the 9th hole hitter.
I think this is moronic.
Yeah. I would have a complex if I was hitting after the pitcher.
Oh, I would, too. I would think I sucked. I'd be like, what did I do?
Don't you think that, they're just trying to get too cute?
I do. I agree. I don't see the strategy in it at all. I think you want to have that guy, the pitcher hitting 9th, as few as at-bats as possible, so I don't understand it. I think, didn't Tony La Russa start it?
Tony La Russa was the first to do it, yeah.
Well, you know what? He put Mark McGwire at first during the home run streak thing, but he was just trying to get him as many at-bats for a home run. But by that same token, even if you just lose 20 at-bats by your 8th place hitter a year, isn't those 20 at-bats better than having your pitcher hit?
Absolutely.
Well, that's most of the pitchers anyway.
I don't understand it.
Unless it's Thor.
I think too many teams are doing it right now, too.
Yeah.
You know what's absolutely amazing to me is when we talk about one of the normal statistics that everybody uses is batting average right now in 98% of their fantasy leagues. Yet from a daily fantasy perspective, it's actually obsolete because we don't really want a guy that's going to hit a bunch of singles. I use this every time, is that Ichiro Suzuki, if he goes 2 for 4 with 2 singles on FanDuel, that equals 1.5 points. You get 2 points for the single, you get minus 2.5, minus 2.5. So we've gone to weighted on base average, so we try to take into account some of the slugging percentage, some of the batting average here. Are we going to get to a point where batting average is no longer relevant?
I think we're starting to get there slowly. Tout Wars is using on-base percentage. I actually use it in my home league. I always like to put everything to a vote, and people voted for it. I think walks should count. I think you shouldn't be penalized. So I think as we are getting more advanced in stats, as you said, especially with the daily game, I think you will start to see more leagues. There are certain people who have been playing for a long time that are just set in their ways. The leagues that have been together 15, 20 years, they don't want to change. I have seen it in every sport. You have to fight tooth and nail just to change one little stat. Like for football, to go from non-PPR to PPR, it's very difficult. So I think the more advanced players, especially the ones that are in daily, will be able to incorporate it into their leagues more. But at the same token, are people going to play less seasonal because of daily? I think it's for the player that plays daily consistently, like yourself, I think you'll see that because it really does take time for daily. And, of course, there's the factor of winning more money, obviously.
Is money the thing, Mike, that's fueling the daily fantasy industry? But Adam talked about his competitive nature, that if it's $1, he wants to win. How much is it money How much is it competitive nature, and how much is it building a team each and every day, or is it a little bit of all three of those?
A little bit of all three, but don't forget, when anybody says it's not about the money,
it is.
It's about the money. And show me the money. That's it. And it could be $5, but there's a thrill in that. I stay up to watch the West Coast game. Sometimes I'm nodding off, but I want to see my last couple of bats, or if my pitcher's going to get that complete game shutout, is it going to put me over the top? Sometimes I don't make it and I fade off, but I wouldn't stay up for my season-long league. I'll just find out the score in the morning.
It has to be about the money. There's no way you would play the volume you did if there wasn't as much money involved, right?
No.
Clear, right, Tony? I mean,
yeah,
you're a guy that plays consistently every day. If it wasn't for the money, you wouldn't play as much. You can't go through that grind every day for free and enjoy it. There has to be something on the line, and obviously the gratification of winning some money plays a factor.
You play for sexual favors.
Well, that's, you know what? We should come up with a daily site.
We're live from the Fantasy Sports Trade Association in New York City, the summer conference. I've got Adam Moronis, Mike Cardano, of course, with me. You can check Adam Moronis on the Fantasy Sports Network, 6 to 9 a.m. Eastern, each and every Monday through Friday. Mike Cardano can check over at dailyroto.com. And you make various crazy appearances on the show by Gabe Morency.
Yeah, I'm on every Tuesday and Thursday. He's a wild and crazy guy.
Yeah.
He says a lot of nutty things. We're about the same age. We have a lot in common. I'm a Jets fan. He's a Bills fan. We root for losing teams. We have a lot in common. He's bald. I'm getting bald.
You know what's crazy? I can tell you about my life and why it's so dictated by fantasy sports, and maybe I got a problem, is that I go to bed at night, right? And the first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is I put my phone right next to me, right? And I go to my email and I look for "You Are Winner" emails. Like, that's my whole day. That starts my day.
Can FanDuel please send me "You Are Winner" emails? I feel like a loser. I get them from DraftKings. I don't get them from FanDuel, and I have to go check.
You're better than me because I can't go to sleep until I know if I won. And I got to get up early for our morning show. I can't wait till the morning. I got to know at night. I don't care if it's 2 a.m., I'm up.
It's crazy. I'm like that most nights, but some nights when you do it 7 days in a row, some nights you just can't go any longer. And I like that unexpected "You Are Winner." Like, you fell asleep, you thought you had no chance, and then you find out you snake a 50-50.
Start your day off right.
Yeah, it's absolutely getting it done. We're getting it done live from the Fantasy Sports Trade Association in New York City. We've got an epic crowd. We've got a big night. And, of course, you're watching us right here on the Fantasy Sports Network, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, the only station devoted entirely to fantasy sports. We're going to wrap it up. You'll get more information from Mike Cardano, Adam Moronis. We're out of here.